All right, here we are for a special pod. A Cam pod? A Cam with Cam, because of Cam pod. On Off the Edge. I'm your host, Cam. And I mean, today we normally talk about, who we're going to bring on or things around the league, and we'll get to that. But I'm taking this because it's my pod and I do what I want. No, I'm just kidding. But we are going to talk about my announcement, how I'm playing into the year 15, how maybe it came about in like the last 72 hours. It became like a whirlstorm. I was traveling, enjoying the off season, etc. Knew that league start of league year was coming up. Things had to switch around, change. There's guys we paid, guys uh, contracts need to be restructured, revised, whatever it was, and I somewhere fell in between all that. Landed on a Sunday from Germany, visiting my sister who lives out there with her husband and my two nieces, and yeah, got a deal done by Wednesday. It was crazy how that thing came through, but we'll get to it. We'll also talk about free agency around the league and what that looks like, and yeah, stick with me. Which brings us while we're in Germany, my agent calls me Friday, was like, "Hey, we sort of got to get something done. Got to check around the league if you want to go somewhere." I was like, "Go somewhere." Look, I was like, "If I have to go, I will go." Um, and ranted a little bit. I was like, "Look, like, I'm still under contract. This is where I should be. My contract says, I got another year on it. So unless they cut me, I'm not leaving, or I'm not taking a pay reduction." And I was like, after talking about it, I'm like, "Look, I want to win. And at the end of the day, do I really want to go somewhere for the next 2 years, next 3 years? Maybe just this year, like year 15, year 16, year 17. I know after year 17, I'll be fully done. I got 3 years at tops. Like, Calais Campbell's probably what, year 17, think about year 18. I'm looking at him, I'm like, salute to him. 17 seems like a long ways away. We're going to take this year by year. So 15, let's figure this out. And it was, where would you see yourself going? I was like, well, nowhere cold. I refuse to go to Cleveland. Cleveland called, I won't answer. And I'm sure they're going to say, we never called. Good God. I can't do it. One game in Cleveland told me I'm not cut out for the snow. Negative 30 degrees, 28 degrees, whatever that was with windshield. No, I'm still scarred mentally, physically, emotionally. I was over there looking like Ace off of Paid in Full. I'm breathing different. I'm moving different. Hate it here. But when you think about, the teams available, it's like, oh yeah, I would so leave. But is it worth it? Family loves it here. The community work that I do here has been detrimental. It's a part of me. It's such a big part of me. To walk around in New Orleans and know that you're showing love here, to have the Cam Jordan Foundation take off the way it did this last year, after we changed from God Is Love Foundation, to have been in this community for the last 8-9 years. We're talking about a reduction in salary. I'm like, man, all right, figure it out, but like, don't take too much. So let me fight some back. And so, the contract is what it is. I mean, you can get the numbers, but you'll figure that out online somewhere. I'm not just gonna give it to you. But at the end of the day, this is where I want to be. I've always said I want to win a Super Bowl in the black and gold. So if it ain't Nola to the black and gold, maybe it's not for me. And you got to realize there's guys that go to different teams and try and win one. Go join up with a super team and think they're going to win one and don't. And I feel like all the old G's that I talked to, from Justin Tuck back in the day when he went over to the Raiders. I mean, I don't know if I got privy to say this, but he was like, like maybe I was like, wish I would have stayed with the Giants. You talk about, Lamar Woodley, from everybody else that you see leave and don't win a Super Bowl. You're like, well, what's their point? Think about looking at Jerry Rice from the Niners, and then on another team, you just sort of look at it. You're like, huh? Big Woodson, the safety, Hall of Famer, Rob Woodson. You just like, a different jersey? Is it? Huh. I just look at even young guys when they leave. You think about Nnamdi Asomugha, go from Oakland Raiders to, Seattle, not Seattle, yeah, go to Philadelphia. Not the same Nnamdi. Oh, so luckily it's year 15 for me with the Saints, and we'll see where this goes. I love it for me. I really love it for me. We ended up picking back up Chase Young, who's a hell of a athlete. And when we talk about, looked apart, 6'6", yoked up, with the temperament to where he wants to be better. And I'm just saying, watch the tape. He pops up frequently. I mean, if you looked at years prior to the way he was playing this year, the effort is clearly ascending. You always want more. You see, I think he's top 10 in pressures in the league this last year. And I mean, just think if those pressures turned into sacks, how much farther would he have been? So there's a reason why, there's a plan. You bring in our new defensive staff. I mean, if you talk about I think is a solid pickup. You pick up Brandon Staley, who's a D coordinator, was a former head coach, and the defense that he brings in. I mean, you saw how much success Khalil Mack had off the edge under him. Of course, Joey Bosa when he was at the Chargers. And beyond that, the DC, as they're putting that scheme together, you see he's like, hey, I want to utilize our players and what they're good at. And you love to hear that. You love to hear. And you know that he's got nothing but love for the D line. Of course, you bring in a Bo Davis from LSU. And I mean, first of all, I've seen some of the rants on YouTube, like he's going after cats. I'm like, oh, no fire brimstone coach. Okay. That's an interior D line coach if I've ever seen one. And then from there, he's an interior D line coach. LSU was upset, like, how could you take our coach? Because we needed him more than you get. We trying to win a Super Bowl. We bring in Jay Rogers off the edges. I mean, he's come from that Vic Fangio tree. So as dealing with the edges, talking to him, talking to Staley, really helped me with my decision as well. Just talking to them while I was in Africa, again while I was in Germany, right when I landed, Monday, and then Tuesday we figured something out. I think Wednesday we signed the deal. Whatever that timeline is, the confidence in there. We extend Chase, and I'm like, you know what? That's great for our team. There's some young blood in there. You got Isaiah Foskey, Chase Young, Carl Granderson, the young guns. We're probably still going to draft the end. Let's just be real. We draft the end every other year. It's been about 2 years, so it's almost that time for the Saints. No matter what we need, we're going to draft us an end. And I say that because, I'm always pushing, let's get us another dog at the interior D line. But that's just it. We go get Devon Godchild. Pure nose, run stopper. Team him up with Colin Saunders. Now you've got Brian Brzee at the 3, Shep that can switch both, 3 in the nose. You got Devon Godchild and Colin Saunders, who we know can get swifty in the interior. Man, I'm just like I said on Twitter, I was like, yo, the D line's starting to get stacked, and everybody was like, oh, you don't know what Foskey can do. You're right. He's year 2 last year. He's going into year 3. He's going to get some opportunities. Now we'll know. And just like, I'm not saying just like how Trey Henderson had to wait his turn, but he had to wait his turn, and now Trey Henderson should be one of the highest paid defensive ends in the next couple weeks. A guy who's had 35 sacks in the last 2 years. So don't write somebody's story. Think about it. What Zach Bond did, he goes over to Philadelphia. He balls out. The last year he was at the Saints, he started balling out towards the end. Got him a little 1 year prove it. And he proved it. All pro Zach Bond. You see guys do it all the time. Malcolm Jenkins was a forever pro for the Saints, leaves the Saints, goes to Philadelphia, not only wins the Super Bowl, but becomes a Pro Bowl caliber player. So, let's just relax on being able to call somebody a bust or whatever it is. Let him get some time. Y'all was trying to call Nolan Smith a bust this last, after his first year. Year 3, he wins a Super Bowl. Just relax. There's players that need to develop. It's okay not to be a home run hit off the gates. It's hard to do, but you can develop. You become a consummate pro. You can make yourself with the hard work, effort, and ability to be special. You don't have to worry about all that, So let's just give our time to grow. You talking about, we got a young pup, Christian Boyd. Give him some time to grow. Year 1, okay. Year 2, let's grow. We'll see what he is year 2, year 3, year 4. We'll go from there. But I'm excited. I mean, of course, Brian Young comes back, and he did a hell of a job taking over from. I almost said Bum Dadada. Guy McGuy, that was a former D coordinator, X's and O's guy. Jack. Oh, just the guy with the pen and somehow an ability to put a pass rush plan together. Anyways, ah, glad we've moved on from that. So BY took over at the end of the year, and I mean, man, brought some fresh air to the defense. I think the first game he really took over, we played Washington. The D line had like 8 sacks, 7, 8. Maybe the team had 8. We had 6 or 7 out of those. So love to see where that progresses. I mean, if we can get back to some early 2024 first 2 game productivity, Washington, where we take them to the wire, and Washington was clearly a high caliber team right now. It just went deep into the playoffs. We took them to the wire. Could have beat them. Try to go for the 2 for the win. So just know that our defense is rolling. Guys like Demario Davis, Tyrann Mathieu. We add in Justin Reed. We bring in, we bring in guys that I think can help. We bring in a tight end. We bring in, I mean, we extend Jawan Johnson. Shout out to my dog Jawan Johnson. I'm gonna have him on the pod. He's him and his wife got a social media page, Jew and Shan. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all follow. I'm sure they got a million followers on TikTok or whatever that is. I just started my TikTok journey, but we won't talk about it. This is just as a time where I'm excited about our team. And I feel like every offseason I get more excited about being on our team. I look at our roster and I say, Chris Olave, I say, Rashid Shaheed. All right, Derek Carr comes back. You got Spencer Rattler behind him, and he showed some promise, some gumption, but that's okay. It's okay to develop young players. And I'm probably going to keep saying it. It's okay. Look what Jordan Love did. Sat on the bench for 3 years, 4 years, takes over, shows some special, they extend, take them to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to develop young players. You don't just have to be like, we drafted him in the first round, so he has to produce now. It's okay. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's okay to be okay. Now, for us missing the playoffs 4 years in a row is not okay, but there's a reason why we're pivoting head coach, defense coaches, and if it doesn't shake out, they're probably going to pivot for more players after this year. It's okay to be okay, but it's not okay not to succeed. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to succeed as the Saints. So in my mind, we've got a lot of talent. And if you start looking around the league where you're seeing a lot of young talent get paid and maybe not see the productivity that you'd want to see from the guys that are getting those high dollars. I mean, there's some names I had to look up. I was like, I don't know who that is. Okay. But it's okay. He showed potential, and I love it. When you're 23, 24 years old, 25 years old, you get paid off potential. At 29, you get paid for what have you done for me and what can you do for my team. At 33, you get paid for, hey, this better be a hell of a year. And at 35, you get paid to say, hey, we know what you can do. We're going to put you in the arsenal because we need that sharp blade. We know that thing cutting. Or maybe I'm just talking about for myself and Cam Hayward, the last of the 2011 draft class that's still with their respective teams. So just the Cams. But I think that there's ability and the possibility that you can have the probability of going to the Super Bowl with this team. And that's what every team wants. They want the possibility. All you need is a ticket to the dance. And you get to the playoffs, and it's any given Sunday for real. But yeah, I mean, when I'm looking around, I got so excited. I think about what the possibility is what we can be this year, and that's why I don't think retirement ever came into my mind. If anything, I was like, I think earlier this year I was like, the soldier doesn't get to decide where he fights at. It's an anywhere, anytime, any place situation. I've been a soldier and a warrior my whole life, so I don't know how not to be. I know I bring my hands to work every day, and I'm trying to put my hands on offensive lineman or a tight end, and specifically on a running back and a quarterback. I'm trying to do a couple more of them. Sitting at 121 and a half sacks, probably over 150 TFLs, easily over 65 pass deflections, and 160. Like I need about. I'm a gun for 130 sacks. At the end of this year, I'm a gun for. Ooh, 10 pass deflections. Give me some in that 75 range. I just want it all. A couple forced fumbles here or there would be nice. I want it all. And I'm gonna teach everybody around me all that I know. Just like I have every year beforehand. Come take whatever knowledge I got. Because I got more to give. Because hey, by the way, why I'm offering you how to beat this block, how to shed this lineman, how to get to this quarterback. I'm watching how you do it. And I'm not saying I'm 100% the right way. I'm just saying this is how I've had success. So if you want to have some success like I have, come get it. But also, if you've had success, or maybe I like what you're doing on the edge, I'm going to steal some of that too, because that's just where I'm at. Now I look at head coach Kellen Moore, the Super Bowl that he just won, being an OC, and him being an outstanding quarterback over at Boise State. And so he's been in a leadership position, for his offense his whole life. Now is he a born leader? I don't know. We'll figure that one out. It's a different being from being a quarterback or OC to being the head coach. Buck stops here type of guy. We shall definitely see, but I'm excited again. Every facet of what the Saints have going for them, including Miss Gayle Benson. I mean, just a great. What is a basketball called? They're not they don't call them owners. They almost call them partners at this point. But you what that part, the fact that she's in charge of the Saints and the Pelicans, and she cares about players individually, top down. It's top tier. So, um, whatever I think going forward, just know I'm thinking black and gold. Lord, to the Super Bowl. uh, so let me get off. Let me get off the Saints. And I mean, I sort of gandered around the league, but how about really? Have I said shout out to Myles Garrett for that $40 million a year contract? What a time to be an edge. Shout out to Max Crosby at 35 change a year. 91 guaranteed. Lord. It's great when your team loves you. And they want to make you the highest paid at your position, and they want you to have success. They love to see it. Get your money, man. There's got to be easily top 2 signings. What they gonna do with Jamar Chase? Lord, they should have paid him a year and change ago. What they gonna do with Michael Parsons? Lord, should have paid him a year and change ago. I mean, there's no point in not paying these young players. The cap keep going up. The ballers keep balling out. The ones that have earned it each and every year, like Michael Parsons has been double-digit sacks each and every year. There's some guys that got paid that'll never be double-digit sacks. We'll never have a chance to be a double-digit sack guy. Well, at their best, just may be a really good player, and that's okay. But a guy like Michael Parsons is generational, and you have to pay him as such. And he knows it. Pay him what he's worth. Pay him for services rendered now. You see guys like, the quarterback, Justin, go over, get paid a 2 for 40 ball over at the Jets. I mean, I don't like it. I love it for the young man. Now he really got to go get it. Like, he sat behind Russell this last year at the Steelers, and now he's getting a chance to prove that he's really that guy. The question is, will he be able to take over now? It's potential, and they're paying for his potential. I think that you see Sam Darnold go off to Seattle. You see Geno Smith go to the Raiders. What a move. I see what you did there, Pete Carroll. You went to go get your guy. I think that there's so many guys. At this point in time, I just love watching the ticker the last couple of days, right? Like, oh, he pinged. Oh, he got paid. Oh, he's going where? When you think about what Aaron Glenn over the Jets is as a player, as a coach at Detroit, and now as a head coach at the Jets, it's going to be on like a Dan Campbell trajectory. Like, okay, nobody's going to talk about it year 1, but year 2 he may be on something. In year 3, he's going to find success. He's going to get the right guys in place, do the right things. I mean, he started, creating a team of guys for coaching staff that have either played or he knows is trustworthy. And with that, you can build a lot off that. So, I mean, as much as life is, they still everybody's going to talk about the Jets and how they lost Aaron Rodgers or, whatever that is. You still got Quentin Williams. You still got Thomas Hennessy. It's a long snapper. I don't know why I know that name. It's because his name was Hennessy. But I mean, you still got major players from Sauce to Alan Lazard. I mean, Quincy Williams had a hell of a year last year. That might be exciting too. I don't know why I'm talking about the Jets now, but just looking at, their new quarterback and of course their new head coach who I had the chance to work with while at the Saints. I'm excited for them as well. Unless they have to play us, and then I love us more. Of course, I'm looking at the NFC South, and I'm like, this division is wide open. It's time to go break in. So for me and mine, while looking around the league, while talking about the Saints, and probably be talking about the Saints more than I ever have, because I always want to talk about them, and I try my best not to. It's black and gold 9-4 ever. It's levels to this. We're going to keep stacking for the whole year, this upcoming year. We're going to go after 125 sacks. We're going to go after 130 sacks, and then we'll talk about it. So till then, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with the pod. Find me wherever you get your podcast, Off the Edge with me, your host, Cam Jordan, the host that's doing way too much of the most today. But find us at iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out on NFL YouTube. Just know your boy here, it's screaming black and gold for all of 25 and hopefully Super Bowl 26. NOLA in Palo Alto, because I refuse to say the Bay. It's not the Bay. Tune in, check us out. God bless. Peace.